Hi, hello, welcome back. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I've been trying to make videos, and I've been trying to learn a bit more about cinematography, and trying to learn more about kind of just like making my videos more creative. But then I've really been struggling to actually like apply that learning, which is frustrating. I don't think it's necessarily the learning itself. I think rather it's more so just like my mindset lately. I would like to blame the weather. I would like to blame the fact that it's January. I feel like in past years, I've been like, oh, I'm okay. Like I don't get seasonal depression. I'm fine. But to be honest, I think I might be lying to myself. I've just had so much stuff to get done and have really been struggling to get all of it done. And I can't help but wonder if most of that struggle is coming from the fact that it is winter where I live and I feel like I should be hibernating, honestly. I think a combination of just work getting busy and picking up and having some clients that I've been running into some kind of frustrating roadblocks with, not on the client side, actually more on the technical side. I was also going through some personal things in November and December, and now I'm just trying to figure out how to continue to get things done when I just feel so tired. But on the other side of it, I do feel motivated. Like I feel like I want to get things done. I feel excited about the decisions that I've made lately, I guess. So that's where we're sitting in this weird, uncomfortable space that I want to believe is like a space of growth and a space of just like coming to terms with changes in my life and growing from them, and also being able to take rest while I grow and heal. I don't know. I'm trying to like, that's the mindset space that I'm trying to bring into the new year with me. I also still need to send off my manuscript to a developmental editor. I have been putting this off. I think it's because I have the 3 different drafts and they're all so different, like the plot changed in all of them, and I also feel like the intentions shifted, which is not ideal because when the intentions shift, the entire story shifts. So it's almost like having 3 different stories and now deciding which one to send to the developmental editor has been so difficult. At first I was like, it's fine, I'll just send the first one. I think that makes sense. And then I was like, oh no, I'll send the 3rd draft because that makes the most sense. But I will say that because the developmental editor knows me, she actually told me that if I want, I can basically write out what the other drafts were about and kind of explain them to her in order to feel better about whatever draft I sent her. And then if I explain the other drafts to her, she knows that that's what I was going for in the other draft. So hallelujah for her. But I need to do that by Friday, so I want to do it today because I'm tired of putting it out. I'm tired of pushing it back. I just need to get this sent to her. I need to get this story out of my space, out of my brain space. It needs to go to someone else in order to take another step forward. I'm just like sure of that at this point. So I need to do that today. I'm also getting back into work. I'm trying desperately to finish up the last 2 personal client projects that I have so that I can like fully just focus on my other large long-term client. And then among all of that, I'm still just trying to take care of myself. So welcome to another vlog of Kayla navigating life, I guess. Also, everything is just a mess. I feel like my room has been getting so messy so easily lately, and it's extremely frustrating. But also, I've been purging a lot and just getting rid of stuff, and I'm really on a bit of a minimalism kick again, so I think that's kind of what's going on there. Also, I have not been checking. I've been absolutely terrible at promoting this poetry collection. I've sold about 30 books, as you can see. If you are interested in the poetry collection, please feel free to buy it. I would absolutely love that. I did genuinely put my heart and soul into it, and it was such a passion project for me, and I'm so proud and happy and excited that it's released and in the world. And I feel kind of like sad or almost grief, I guess, over the fact that it was released around a time when some intense personal things happened, and I just like had zero capacity to promote it or talk about it or do anything besides take care of myself, basically. So if you feel like buying it, please feel free. I will leave it linked down below. It's a collection of poetry and prose that's inspired by like fairy tales. It's kind of like coming of age, growing up sort of themes within the book, and I really love it. So I hope that you do too if you decide to buy it. I've submitted the 2 forms that she asked for. She also mentioned, because I was hesitating, I was really hesitating, and she actually mentioned that if I want to do a short synopsis of the other 2, I can send that to her as well so that she understands what I was trying to do in the different drafts. I'm also just writing up a 1-page synopsis of both the other drafts, or maybe not synopsis. I'm just writing kind of the main points that I had in the other drafts that I wanted to keep, or like the main points in the other drafts that I thought were most important, which should be pretty easy because for draft 3, I only got like 20,000 words in maybe. And then draft 1, there's actually not as much that I really want to keep from draft 1, I've realized. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to send. And then I guess I will wait and see what she has to say. I will also leave her linked down below in case anyone else is interested in getting a developmental edit from her. Like I mentioned, I've worked with her before on her website actually, and I've never had a developmental editor, so I'm excited to kind of see what she has to say. Like to report that the technical issues with a couple of my clients, different technical issues, have been figured out, which is great, much less stressful for me. I also submitted my manuscript to the editor that offered to take a look at it for me, and I should hear back from her in a couple weeks regarding that, which is very exciting. I feel good, honestly. I think there was just like definitely a small barrier to get over when it came to anxiety around the draft and like the idea that I don't feel like any of the drafts are ready for anyone to see, and I feel so lost in where I want the plot to go because I just have had so many ideas and it's been so all over the place that it was really nerve-wracking to have to pick a version to send to someone to review. I ended up picking the second draft just because I felt like that had pivoted away from the first draft in a way that I preferred, and it is also more complete than the third draft. And I felt better as well. Like, she was so good at letting me know that she understands where the story's at, and there were so many questions in the forms to like get a better idea of what I wanted to show through the story and the message I wanted to have and like the things I wanted the characters to go through and stuff. So honestly, now that it's out of my hands, I actually do feel a lot better about it. I also sat down today and made a kind of vision board. I used to do this when I was younger, and I would make kind of like a really big one, like on a canvas or a piece of poster paper, but I would make it more so for like long term. Like it would just be, I'd sit down and make the vision board and I would have that up on my wall for the next year or so. But I have a friend that posts her kind of like monthly vision boards on Instagram. I'll leave her linked down below. She's a wonderful account to follow. And I've seen her share posts where she kind of does a little vision board like every single month. So at the beginning of each month, she'll sit down and do a new vision board in her journal, specifically for that month, which I feel like that sounds just so much less overwhelming to me, because when you make a vision board for an entire year, I mean, you put all this work into it and then it kind of feels like you can't change anything. And I mean, for myself, by the end of the year, I've usually adjusted, or some of my goals have changed. And a vision board that I made 12 months ago isn't necessarily accurate to what would make me feel successful 12 months after I made it. So I thought I would give that a try. So I've just printed off a bunch of photos from Pinterest mostly that align with things that I want to focus on for this month. I'm a little late. It's like halfway through the month, but that's okay. It just means I get to do another one sooner, and it was very fun and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought I would just share some of the themes that I want to focus on this month. A big theme includes rest and taking care of myself. I think that kind of comes with the season, winter, hibernation, slowing down, and I'm just overall trying to live a lot more intentionally. And I think with that, intention has kind of showed me that I really need to figure out how to get better at resting, and especially resting without feeling guilty, because that doesn't really count as rest. Like, my brain's not really getting any relief from anything if I'm just doing something restful, but constantly thinking about all the other things that I should be doing instead. That's a big focus for this month. I also put a little quote that says, trust your creativity, and then another one that says, your soul knows, and that's kind of like in relation to the things I want to be creating. I've had a lot of hesitancies lately over a little bit of some changes in the way that I want to be creating things, and after talking to my therapist and also just like journaling it out a whole bunch over the past couple months, I do feel like I've arrived at a much better place, and I feel so much more comfortable with like the new path that my creativity is taking. So that's something that I'm ready to start like tangibly focusing on this month and kind of taking steps towards. There's also some images of like yoga and meditation, which I've been doing nearly every day this month so far, and I just really want to continue that, as well as a lot of photos of the outdoors and reading and writing and just like little art pieces and stuff, because I want to continue to do those things and work on my art in different ways and work on my writing. And then I also want to try and spend more time outside. I think it's easy for me to kind of get stuck inside, especially when the weather is damp and rainy or super cold and snowing and dark for most of the day. And I really want to avoid that, because staying inside just kind of makes me feel sad. And even if it's pouring rain outside, if I go for a walk in the rain, or if I like go to the forest while it's raining, that immediately cheers me up. So I think just being out in the weather is really helpful for me. It's just harder for me to get there when the weather is not ideal. So yeah, those are just some things that I put in my vision board for this month. I'm really excited about that. It's a very cute thing to do. I think I'm gonna keep trying to do it. I feel like I still have lots of other things to update you all on, because it's been nearly a month since I posted, but I think I kind of want to separate them out into other videos that are focused around certain topics, so I'm excited about those. You should also get excited about those. But for now, that's kind of just a little life update of the things that I've been doing, the status of my creative writing projects, and kind of like what I'm doing this month to try and rest and take care of myself and motivate myself to do things I enjoy and just really nourish my creativity. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of insight into some of those things. So I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.